Hey guys, this is Laura with Snowdrop and Sassafras, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am showing a sticker set that I created because been a few years since I was reading a lot, and I'd mostly just been reading stuff for my kids for school. And that was a lot of stuff, but I wasn't reading anything just for my own interest and enjoyment. And I decided when I started rereading, I should start keeping track of what I've been reading because, do I want to buy a shelf trophy of it? Do I want to bother getting the next one when it comes to the library? I couldn't remember what I'd been reading because I've actually been reading a lot now. So I put these together so that I can keep track of what I'm reading. And in case you're wondering, that banner up at the top is a banner that's part of my bookish mini kit. But the stickers are my book review set. And I've got space for the title, for the author, for some book review notes, just so I can go back and reread. It's like, oh, that's one I loved, or oh, no need to even bother with the next one at the library. And I've got stars for 5 stars. I've got chili peppers for 5 chili peppers. So the stars, that's kind of obvious what that's for. That's, 1 star, didn't like it. 5 stars, loved it. 3 stars in between, thought it was decently good, but certainly wouldn't reread. 4 and 5 stars for me is would reread again. 4 stars is reread from the library. 5 stars is buy the shelf trophy because I'm going to be wanting to pick it up at any time. So, chili peppers is definitely a lot more personal. I know people have got their different reasons why they rate things different chili peppers, but it's for anything where there's spice in the book. And I do read a lot of romance, so I like having that there. Although I read other genres as well. I like mystery, and I've got some Marjorie Allingham mysteries I'm intending to reread or actually read for the first time. I've seen some of the adaptations, but the books are different and sometimes they're better. But for chili peppers, that's obviously for anything where there is on-page open door spice. And I usually reserve 1 chili pepper if it's either very, very little and it's very emotionally written rather than explicit. 2 chili peppers and above, the writing is definitely more explicit. The more chili peppers, the more volume there is within the text and the more taboo it gets. So that by the time you hit 5 chili peppers, I reserve that for either super taboo stuff or for multiple people. But for the ones I had today, the highest I had was a 3 chili pepper. And that's because it got into some stuff that was kind of borderline, but very well written. The first book that I read was Silver Elite by Danny Francis. I thought that book was meh. 2 chili peppers because the tension's really well written, actually. That's one area where the author is really good. She writes very good tension, but the actual amount of scenes, I would only rate it about a 2 chili peppers spice level because it's pretty well balanced against a ton of other plot that's actually plot. But it's dystopian in set dressing, but not really dystopian in terms of theme for the most part. I liked it well enough that I might go ahead and read the next book at the library, but I wouldn't reread this one before I'd read the next one, whenever the sequel comes out. The other 2 books I read were both by Runix, who I also haven't read before, so I picked up both of those at the library. I read Enigma and Gothicana, both of which are dark romances. They are beautifully written. I love the author's style. She's very good at writing very atmospheric work. It's spooky, which this is the perfect time of the year to be reading spooky stuff. They're dark academia college settings. Gothicana is a teacher-student romance, so if that's something you're not into, be aware of that. But I did think it was well written and didn't feel creepy or weird. In fact, I thought it was very beautifully written, again. Enigma was the one that I really loved, though, and I liked that one both because it had an FMC that I could relate to. She's very rational, very scientifically minded, to the point where when she waxed poetic about things, she was kind of surprised herself that her mind was going into that place because she was used to thinking of things very concretely, very methodically. And in contrast, the MMC in that book is very intuitive and creative, and so the contrast between the characters was really enjoyable to read. Loved that, and that's why I'm keeping these books, because these sticker set, because I can now keep track of, did I like a book? Would I read it again? Would I get it from the library? Will I buy the shelf trophy? In the case of Enigma, I will definitely buy the shelf trophy. I loved it, and I am definitely intending to reread it again. But I've got a question for you guys. If you are readers, if you do book talk stuff, do you have do you keep what sticker sets like these, and would you like a sticker set for things like TBR? Because for me, I read so many books, but I also see so many books being talked about on Bookstagram, Book Talk, BookTube, and I'm like, oh, I want to read that, and then I don't remember, and months later I go back and it's like, what was that book called? So would a sticker set for your physical TBR be something that would be interesting to you, something that you'd want to have? Let me know in the comments if that's a sticker set that you'd be interested in having, and I can design that and put that up in my Etsy shop, because that's what I do. I make stickers, I sell them. I love all things bookish, which is why I'm currently putting together a lot of books for stickers for bookish things. And I also have my own TBR here as a little treat here. I've currently got on it both Hurricane Wars books. I got them because they are pretty, but also because I've been reading Thea since she was publishing fanfic on AO3. I've got Victoria Aveyard's Red Queen, which I got at Christmas, and the library books just kept on pushing it to the bottom of the stack. Dangerous Assassin by Elizabeth Wheatley. I love her other books, and I'm finally reading this one. Fallen in the Kiss of Dusk. I love Carissa Broadbent and of all of the Crowns of Nyaxia. And look at this. It is so pretty. They are the prettiest books, but they're also the most beautifully written books too. And then I read Carrie Lake's Nocticadia earlier this year and loved it, so I'm finally reading her Eating Woods books. It is another pretty shelf trophy one, which is going to look beautiful, and it's so perfect for spooky season. But let me know in the comments, would a sticker set for your physical TBR be something that you would want to see? Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.